Hello everyone, welcome to eSupport for Research. Today we'll discuss step in writing a UG or PG dissertation. Initially I thought of making it PG dissertation because it is mostly the dissertation word is being used in postgraduate thesis work or thesis writing or even the report writing. In few of the cases they may not be using the word thesis, they will be using the dissertation, and in few cases they might be using dissertation and thesis. So not to get confused, we will be discussing more on that. So what is the difference between thesis and dissertation? The common difference is when we will be using the word thesis, that particularly talk about PhD work, PhD thesis writing. So he or she will be getting the PhD degree once he completed the thesis writing. Whereas when dissertation is being used, that means it is either for the MPhil or the postgraduate, PG or MPhil. Now MPhil is being discontinued, so you can relate with the postgraduate degree, even M.Tech and allied postgraduate degree. So this is the difference, so I'll not waste much of time here. Then let's go in depth. What is again dissertation? So at a master level, when they are being exposed to the research work, and the research work they will be assigned latest development topic or relevant branch of the information science and engineering, and then they have the time to work on it, and the outcome will be the dissertation thesis. You see here we might be using again the dissertation thesis, but before that what you need to have is a timeline. You need to frame a timeline to write your dissertation, and the timeline you can follow your particular university timeline or the institution timeline format might be available. If not, you can follow any generic format where you have this sort of like here you can mention the time, that is the week or even the month, and here you have to mention your topic. So topic and month, and you have to project within what time period you will be achieving that particular topic or you will be completing that work. So in that process it will be easy for you to achieve those goals within that frame time, and this can be also called as Gantt chart in few cases. So you can refer to your assigned or prescribed timeline. Then in a detailed report, when we talk about dissertation, what are the components that to be included? Introduction, literature survey, experimental. If it is a computational work, then computational methodology, result and discussion, conclusion, references. So you see, if these components are there, then it can be called as dissertation thesis. And now we know what is dissertation thesis, and again you can relate it with UG and PG, even with PhD also. But for PhD I'll be coming with another topic or another video where we'll see the difference or what are the component that are missing over here. So that we'll be discussing in another video. So here, as a UG or PG student is normally they need some guidance, and they need to have some supervisor that to be assigned so that he or she can guide to the student. So first thing, as a student, he or she need to see whether the dissertation supervisor is being allotted or appointed or not. If not, please consult your prospective department and or your head of the department and find out who is your supervisor. Then he or she can assign you a research topic of your area. So he or she can refer to the supervisor. The supervisor can refer to or can assign the research topic or area. Then you are supposed to search the literature of that particular topic. Then the student should supposed to search the topic or find out based on the topic that is being given. It might be a specialized area that might be given, but again you have to look into, as a student point of view, if I tell, you have to look into the literature and the topic, and you have to understand, and you have to come up with a specialized or a narrow down area where you can work on. such as you have to read the paper, book, databases that are available in your library. Even you can refer to the journal portals such as Science Direct, Willy, IEEE, Springer Link, JGet, etc. So there are so many platforms that are available where you can have your literature review and you can come up with your research gap. So once you have some understanding after doing a literature review, so here again we will try to understand this. You have this platform, OpenSS platform, where you have access to different journal and article where you can go through and you can come up with the research gap or the problem that you can able to address based on your interest and specialization. So to get access of this full length paper, you can use your modem or even through university server also, because if you are using university server, they might have the access to different databases, and there where you will be getting like entry to different databases, and you can have the PDF version of it, which you can explore. Further, the research objective when we talk about after doing literature review, because we are focusing much or giving much time here, because you need to understand that when you do literature survey, you should have research objective, because if you do not have the research objective, so how you can able to initiate the work, and the problem statement, then the experimental or the computational strategy that or the methodology that will be adopting, and the raw material, either if you are doing some experimentation, all the raw material that are available or not, or you have to gather those raw material. And if you are doing computational work, then you have to see the databases what you are planning to work on that are available in OpenSS. Those are primary database, or you need to work on the secondary database. So you have to think, if you are talking about primary database, then you have to see whether you can able to acquire those database or not. Then process and experimental setup you have to do, like it can be with hardware or software. Then testing facility that needed and their availability. So all this point you have to take into consideration, so that you can able to complete your research work, and then only you will be getting the result. And once you have the result, then you have your figures, tables ready, and then you can plan for writing your dissertation. So before writing dissertation, you have to complete your research work, right? So that is what we need to understand, how you can able to complete the research. And here, go to talk with your supervisor, take advice. If you are not getting support, then you have so many platform where you can come and you can discuss. Even you can discuss with the other professor. You can join hand with professional with if you have network like social media, LinkedIn and other platform, and you can discuss the problem statement that you have designed, and how you can able to address, and what challenges you are facing. So you might get help, or you might get some sort of advice how you can able to tackle that problem, and you can come up with your solution. So the strategy that will be preparing, solution strategy, that will be vital, because if you have the understanding, command over the field, you can easily able to do that. To have so, first thing, side by side you need to learn, like self learning, what I was talking about, and software skill, soft skill, or let's say you need to have command over the MS Office, because you might be writing in the Word, or even in the LaTeX also you can adapt to. Then PowerPoint, Word, Excel, then software like MATLAB, Sigma plot, because you need to have different plot, which furthermore you will be using in your report as a result. Then fabricate or prepare your experimental setup. You have to prepare your experimental setup, whether it is hardware or software. Before starting or conducting the experiment, plan your experiment, and this is known as the design of experiment. So if you have designed your experiment in a simulation platform, also you can design your experiment, and later on you can implement it. So you have to have your experimental setup ready, and this design of experiment, then you can proceed forward and address the problem that you have framed and work on those problem to get the solution, and always try to correlate whether you are meeting the objective or not, and the gap that you have found out from the literature that you are meeting or not. So if you can do that, then it is well and good. You have all the draft ready or all the material ready, and now you can proceed for writing your dissertation. So when you plan to write your dissertation, first thing is the cover page, and you can refer to your university template also. Here I have taken the Scriver dissertation template, which is there in the internet. So just for this demonstration, I thought of it is much more easy for you people to understand how it look like and what are the different components that has to be there. There might be slight changes based on when we talk about the university guideline. So you have to look into your particular university standard template. And first, after cover page, what you will be having is the acknowledgement section. You might be this flow might change. In the acknowledgement, what you have to do is you have to acknowledge your first thing is the supervisor. If there is more than both the name, their designation has to be there. Then the head of the department or institution. Then you have to acknowledge the committee, the research committee, that they have helped you, or they have in the progress report they have might suggested you some correction, or they have given you idea to work on. And you can also acknowledge your friend, family here, but always keep in mind it should not exceed one page. It has to be within one page, the acknowledgement. Even there might be again standard protocol or standard template for acknowledgement of your university or institution, so you can have a look. Then the abstract. In the abstract, few things that you need to understand is you want to highlight everything, or kind of a summary you want to give. So you should have some knowledge on the research or information on research problem. This knowledge you want to represent over here, and objective. Then you can also add on few line on methods or methodology, then the result, and on conclusion. So all these components, because again try to have it within one page or not more than 2 pages. So the abstract you can have up to 2 pages. So within that you have to summarize it, the key finding you have to report over here, so that once somebody read your abstract, he or she will get the feeling whether to go in depth of the dissertation or not. So this is about abstract. Then you can have the table of content, and here you can label it with the page number, then list of figure and table. Similarly you can do that. Then the list of abbreviation, this is also important. Many of the time students, they do skip the abbreviation, but if you have that, so it will be easy. In many of the cases you might be using the short form in your thesis, but if you have that, then it is a good way of representation. Then you will be having the introduction, where again you will be focusing on the research topic, and you have to give a broad area of that, or a feel of that. Then you can narrow it down, and you can correlate with your proposed topic. And when you narrow it down from this to this, here you try to address what are the problem that you are trying to addressing, and the problem that will be solving, and the research question, the question that you are addressing, And you might have another section of literature review here, where you can have the survey of literature. So, and moreover, you have to address the gap over here, literature gap. In detail, you have to address the literature gap and the advances that are going on, and what you are doing here, or the theoretical framework that you have proposed to address this gap. So all sort of thing you can discuss over here. Citation, always have citation, and do cross citation, so that you will be addressing, or you will be in a ethical boundary, and you can say that I have referred this many paper, and that is how you can able to do so, and you can say that this many literature you have addressed. So again, you will be writing your methodology. So methodology, either you have qualitative or quantitative way of approach. Your research design, it has to be proper, stepwise manner you can do that. Then you have to give some idea on the collection of data, how data is collected, the primary or secondary data. Then this research design, how you have conducted the research, how you have come up with the result. And then once you have your result ready, then you can proceed forward. So here you have the result again, and in the result section, try to have statistical values, table, figures, which can shows the result, and high resolution, table and figure. You should not copy paste. If you are doing so, please do cite, and you have to justify why you are doing so. To avoid unethical behavior, better to have your own figure and table. Then it is how it is supported your hypothesis. All that you can do over here. Next, once you have your result, then the discussion. Mostly in discussion section, the literature that you have followed or that you have reviewed, and here it's the time to have a discussion, and you can compare the result of the proposed work and the earlier reviewed work. So in a tabulated manner also you can have the comparison and the finding that you have got, and the literature. So cross citation, and you have to say how you have able to achieve to the existing work, whether in the same framework you have able to achieve the result, or you have come up with better solution or better result on the existing literature or the work that has been done. And after discussion, you can have the conclusion. In the conclusion, the research question that being addressed, that you have to justify, and you can have the overall conclusion of each chapter also, and you have to state that you have made the objective or the question that being raised while you have come up with your research problem and research gap, and you are meeting all the objective, and you have to justify if any limitation is there or not, and you have to project a scope of further research work or further a finding that can be achieved if somebody will follow your approach, and what else he or she can do with the extension of this work. So in that way also you can write the conclusion. This again you can have standard references, like you can take APA, MLA, Chicago, and you can or even your university or institution have the certain references format that to be followed, so you can follow that one also. So it is there. Once the references is ready, then you can able to submit your work. So thank you for watching this particular video and how to write a dissertation. a UG or PG student can do so, even a PhD student can also follow. But